Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how this resonates with your circumstance. So, I want to talk to you all about the diamond in the rough because there is someone in particular, chosen, who has crossed your path. You might have more than one, you might have a few. But there's definitely one person in particular who crossed your path at a very rough period in your life where things were very turbulent. You was going through a lot of changes, maybe emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. It might have even been all of the above when this person came into your life. And you looked real rough. And I'm not saying physically, because I'm sure you never carried yourself in a way where, you know, you were showing people that you was going through it. But I'm saying your circumstances were not ideal. You wasn't shiny enough at this time for that particular individual when you met them. You wasn't shiny enough. And when you met that person, they were very much so in their ego. It was all about what glitters, They were very much so fooled by, that slogan, They thought everything that glittered was gold, okay? But the fact of the matter is, ever since they met you, they've been coming across fool's gold. A lot of people who look very shiny and glittery on the outside, but the inside shows that they are completely fake. They lack value. And someone is very, very stressed out because they now see your value. Now that you've been able to overcome a lot of your hardship and you've cleaned yourself up, you see your own value and things have moved forward in a positive direction for you. This person now is going through it emotionally because they realize they literally walked past a diamond. And I'm not talking about no small diamond. I'm talking about a child of the Most High Mother and Father, a chosen seed, a divine being, a divine masculine, divine feminine. This person passed up a soulmate, okay? And this is weighing this person down because now that they look back, they realize that that was only a snapshot moment of your life. They realize that, yes, you were going through what some call the dark night of the soul. Yes, you was going through your awakening. Yes, you was coming into realizing who you are. And, you was in the middle of your transformation. And just consider, I'm talking about diamonds, but even if we're talking about the caterpillar to the butterfly, I'm sure that when that caterpillar is inside of that cocoon, it ain't nothing pretty. That metamorphosis, I'm pretty sure, is probably one of the most hideous sights that you could ever see, depending on how you look at it. And I feel like this person caught you in that very moment in your life where things just did not look ideal and you wasn't checking off enough boxes and you wasn't shiny enough. You didn't have enough. You wasn't stable enough. You didn't seem enlightened enough or aware enough. Like it was things that you was going through and this person really judged you. They judged you wrong though. They judged you wrong. And I feel like this person is now going through judgment because they misjudged you, because they didn't see your value. They were overly concerned about the surface things because what they could not deny was your heart. They couldn't deny the beauty of your heart at that time. And so I feel like that person might have put you on pursuit. They felt like because you wasn't shiny enough, they felt like you should chase them. They felt like, because you didn't fully see your potential or you hadn't fully reached your potential, if anybody was going to do the pursuing, it was supposed to be you. You were supposed to be on the hunt for that particular individual. And it was a very toxic mindset that this person had because they didn't realize that it wouldn't be long after that encounter with you that you would grow. It wouldn't be long after that encounter with you that you would really rise into your divinity, and that diamond would no longer be rough. You wasn't going to be rough no more. You was getting ready to be shiny, and not the type of shiny that's authentic. I mean, inauthentic. You would be the shiny that was the real deal. Okay? Where it's undeniable that you are real. It's undeniable what your value is. And that's what's messing this person up. Because in the past, they've had a lot of shiny things. They've come across a lot of shiny people who wore masks and, brought their representatives to the table. And so on the surface, they could at least pretend. They could fool themselves or deceive themselves into thinking that they might have caught one. They might have gotten them one that had some form of value, but they knew within. It didn't take too long to, pull back a couple of layers to realize that they had come across a counterfeit. But they was going along to get along, and this person was too much in their ego to admit to that, to admit that they came across people who might have looked good on the outside, who knew how to dress it up, you know, just right for the world to be under a illusion. But behind closed doors, they got to see the real deal when it came to those people. And this person now realizes that you are authentic through and through. They can peel back one layer and it's going to be just as shiny as it was when they took off the first, and they can peel back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. That diamond is still going to be a diamond all the way through. Okay? It's nothing gold plated about anything when it comes to you. You are the authentic version through and through. And so now this person, they realize that they truly messed up. There's a lot of internal conflict that's happening in this person's mind because they know that you are the real deal. They fantasize about you, they daydream, they imagine, they reminisce, they go back into the past and they rewind, and, they wish that they would have handled you differently. They wish that they would have seen your value back then. And so now it's very painful. Their judgment is pain. Their judgment is internal conflict. Their judgment is staying in their head and being in deep regrets. And now this person is watching you and they're, just broken and shattered because you would have been everything for them. You would have brought so much joy into their life. And I feel like even during that time when they encountered you at your lowest point, you were still a light in their life. You were still shining through that roughness that was around that diamond. You were still shining through all of that. They could see it was peeking through. It was peeking through, but they didn't value even the little that you was able to express at that time because they needed it to be shiny on the outside. And so now this person is stressed out because they're not sure if this is the end. Is this goodbye? Is this the finality of this love story or this situationship? It could have been a work partnership. It could have been anything, but whatever this is, somebody is really afraid because they feel like you've got your closure. They feel like you're perfectly fine with moving ahead because you are in your power now and you've healed. So if this person made you feel like you lacked value or you wasn't good enough, and they, had you in a position where you felt like you had to pursue them, you had to chase them because they felt like they was too, it was above them to pursue you at that time. Now this person, they can't stop watching you. They're trying to find all types of information on you and in whatever way they can to see what's going on with you, because now they're in a state of confusion. They don't understand why they feel so drawn to you at this point. They don't understand, but this was their own doing, because it's so important to not take things for granted when the Most High places a beautiful thing in your path and you're just used to everything being shiny and everything being handed to you with this, certain presentation or certain illusions, but you fail to look past the surface and to see a person for who they are on a soul level. You fail to give yourself permission to, tap into the energy of that connection, tap into the frequency of the communication, tap into the genuineness of that person's heart. But you're so concerned about how things look for their external circumstances that this person did not see all of the valuable things that you did have to offer. And so now you're shining. You're shining on the outside. All of those things that you lack, that this person thought that you just couldn't follow through with, bring it to the table. You have all of that and the internal value. So this is very heavy on someone's ego here. They definitely fumbled the ball because I feel like at that time they had manifested you. They called you in. And when they actually received what they asked for, they rejected it. They completely rejected it because they said, oh no, if I'm manifesting what I want, it ain't going to look like this, or their circumstances not going to be like this. They're going to have X, Y, Z. And now this person wants to tell you the truth. They're trying to figure out a way how they can reach out and communicate with you to fully express, how they feel now. But their biggest fear is being rejected. Their biggest fear is that you've let them go and that you're not thinking about them. Their biggest fear is that you're going to cut them off. You're going to be cold towards them now because your heart is now closed off to them because you spent too much time trying to chase them down. Their biggest fear is that you've healed enough to the point where you don't really desire their apologies. You don't need their closure because you've created your own closure. And so this is a very vital lesson. Regardless of what side of the fence you stand on, whether, whoever you are out there, it's a very vital lesson to see past the surface of people and recognize that nothing lasts forever. People will go through certain hardships at certain times in their life when they're going through transformation. And, if you can't see past a short-term situation to understand a person's value, then shame on you. Shame on you for being so egotistical and forgetting where you came from and forgetting that you haven't always been so shiny on the outside, So that's the judgment call that's being made against those who didn't see your value, chosen. So don't be surprised if you start to feel a person's energy, or if you dream about a particular person, or if a person actually literally reaches out in the 3D, because somebody wants to make their wrongs right. But I don't know. It's a lot of distance in this situation. And I don't know if though that bridge can be, closed, or if there's any way to bridge the gap, I should say. I don't know if the gap can be bridged at this point. So, hey, you live and you learn. That's my message for you all. I love you. I'll talk to you all next time.